When you train in the gym, whether you are lifting heavy weights or running sprints, you are intentionally placing a structural constraint on your physical frame. You micro-tear muscle fibers. Your nervous system flares, your tissues experience temporary inflammation, and your body immediately demands recovery time, extra sleep, and protein to repair itself. You don't panic when your muscles feel sore the day after a heavy workout. You recognize that the soreness is the literal physics of adaptation. Consciousness operates under the exact same principles. When you raise your spiritual vibration, refine your clairvoyance, or step into a higher level of seniority, your spirit moves fast. But your physical body, which craves habit, predictability, and routine, has to come along for the ride. That gap between spiritual acceleration and physical integration is what I call a growth period. Most people have never learned how to manage this process of expansion. And because most people don't understand the physical mechanics of spiritual growth, they misinterpret the friction. They hit a growth period and experience somatic resistance, sudden fatigue, nausea, anxiety, or an intense impulse to run away from the tension. They assume they are failing or doing something wrong. In reality, their physical vehicle is simply experiencing the micro-tears of upregulating consciousness. The body dog analogy and the trap of competition. Your physical body is a lot like a loyal dog. It likes predictable walks, familiar routines, clean food, and simple comforts. When your spirit suddenly decides to leap into a higher frequency, the body digs its heels into the carpet and resists. It feels like it's being dragged. This friction gets compounded when we drop into the trap of spiritual competition. Spiritual competition is the subtle, limiting energy that says one person's psychic accuracy, point of view, experience, or level of awareness is more right or valid than another's. The moment you start comparing spiritual progress or straining to prove that your clairvoyance was correct, you have stepped out of the center of your head and into a lower chakra fight for survival and dominance. Pain and discomfort is a signal to pay attention. Growth occurs at the border between chaos and order, where the old structures give way so that new life can be born. Matthew Fox. The exact second you lose your sense of humor about something, a person, an energy, or a reading, you are no longer neutral. You have become the effect of that energy, and you've lost your neutrality to it. Sometimes this is right and necessary. It's when it's automatic and reflexive that it can be damaging to your autonomy. The true antidote to both internal growth periods and spiritual competition is your own energy. The unconditional permission for yourself and others to be imperfect, messy, and in process. Two entirely different psychic points of view can exist in the same room simultaneously without needing to fight for dominance. Two people can each have a different experience of something without either of them being right. Two truths can coexist in the same space. Room grounding. Stop being the exhaust. Pipe. To help your physical body navigate a growth period without breaking down, you must stop allowing your vehicle to act as the exhaust pipe for your environment. When you don't manage your psychic space, your body automatically absorbs the chaotic, ungrounded static of the people, work environments, or housemates around you. You end up trying to process the world's emotional pollution through your own energy system, both physically and spiritually. You can solve this by dialing down your lower three chakras and establishing clear spatial boundaries. Dialing down the lower triad. Step into the center of your head and set your crown to your own energy. Dial your first chakra down to 10%, releasing survival and safety input. Your second chakra to 10%, stepping out of emotional reactivity. And your third chakra to 40 to 60%, ending the habit of over-efforting or asserting will. Room grounding. Attach a distinct grounding cord to the four physical corners of your room's floor, dropping them straight to the center of the planet. Allow all energy that isn't directly applicable in the room to drain out into the earth, not through you. Guard dog roses. Wrap your room in a massive neutral bubble and place 4 red guard dog roses at the cardinal points, north, south, east, west, along the perimeter. Ground each red rose individually to act as watchmen, draining away outside attention and psychic static before it ever reaches you. By creating a protected sanctuary, You give your physical body the quiet, grounded environment it desperately needs to focus on, its own awareness, growth, and needs, providing rest, integration, and experience of the new spiritual vibration you are finding your way into. Weekly reading exercise, the body versus spirit calibration. Pair up with a reading partner this week, or in your own clairvoyant meditation practice, use your tools of discerning and focus them on the difference between the true self and a dominant subpersonality. You can also ask these questions in a reading with a psychic. Book a session with me if you want to look at these things together. Dialing down the lower triad. Step into the center of your head and bring your crown chakra to neutral gold. Dial your first chakra down to 10%, your second chakra to 10%, and your third chakra to 40 to 60%. Notice how quickly your body steps out of activator mode. The 2 rows scan. Project 2 empty roses out in front of you. The left representing your body, the right representing your spirit. Read their color vibrations neutrally. Evaluating alignment. Inspect the space between the 2 roses. Are they pulling in opposite directions, or are they moving as partners? Ask the body rose what physical nourishment, rest, or protein it needs right now to catch up. Ask the spirit rose what it craves. Healing focus. Destroy any judgment pictures sitting between the body and spirit. Pack both roses into a container. Rose, detonate it well outside your space and fill your entire vehicle with present-time, self-generated gold sun energy. One small step, the clown face. Reclaim. The exact second you realize you've lost your sense of humor, taking a family dynamic, a corporate meeting, or your own spiritual growth overly seriously this week. Isolate the seriousness. Stop the mental debate for 60 seconds and step back into the quiet room in the center of your head. Paint the clown face. Mentally place that person, topic, or stressful scenario inside a large rose out in front of you. Take a bright paintbrush and paint a giant, ridiculous clown face right over it. Explode with amusement. Reclaim your sense of humor. Laugh at the absurdity of how seriously you're taking whatever it is. Explode the rose, and pour your own energy directly into your crown chakra and center of your head. Journaling. Prompts for deep integration. The body dog. Check in. In what ways is your spirit trying to explore a new level of awareness while your physical body is digging its heels in and resisting? What specific comfort, extra sleep, quiet space, physical movement does your body need right now to safely process this growth period? The competition audit. Where in your life or spiritual practice do you catch yourself trying to be right rather than curious? How does assigning rightness or wrongness block you from receiving a present-time experience? Amusement as a diagnostic. What specific person, political topic, or relationship dynamic consistently strips away your sense of humor and makes you the effect of the energy? What changes when you observe that situation through a neutral lens instead of a defensive lower chakra vibration? From insight to integration, a blog post can spark a revelation, but a practice builds a life. Information without practical application is just nice ideas and doesn't create meaningful growth and change. If the concepts of energetic anatomy, self-remembering, and dynamic boundaries resonate with you, let's take them off the screen and into your daily routine. Join a study group to access the complete library of tools, meditations, and techniques designed to help you run your own energy with absolute precision. Click here to learn more about upcoming study groups. For over 25 years, I have been driven by a single, uncompromising objective: to strip the illusion out of the unseen world and hand total energetic autonomy back to the individual. My work, both in high-fidelity private sessions and study groups, is to help build your own psychic capacity to interface with your lived experience cleanly, autonomously, and without dogma, using your inherent spiritual and intuitive gifts. Book a session.